Good morning to everyone. I'm V. Pravina. Today we are going to discuss about the simple algorithm in computational fluid dynamics. So before touching the topic of simple algorithm, I'll start with the continuity equation and the momentum equation. So first the continuity equation. That is dou u by dou x plus dou v by dou y equal to 0. Next we are going to write the x momentum equation. Rho u dou u by dou x plus rho v dou u by dou y equals minus dou p by dou x plus mu into dou square u by dou x square plus dou square u by dou y square. So when we look at these two equations, it is understood that once the pressure field and the velocity fields are solved, we are able to understand the entire flow. Okay, but in these two equations, when we look at this term, that is minus dou p by dou x, this tells us that there is no explicit governing differential equation for this dou p by dou x, so that we can have an understanding about the velocity fields. So in this equation we do not have an idea about this as well as about this. So this is the situation where we'll have to go for a specific method, and that method is called as the simple algorithm method. The acronym of this simple is semi-implicit method for pressure linked equations. Pressure linked equations. So this method was developed by Patankar in 1972. Before touching on this method, I would like to make clear on one point, that is the type of grids that we are going to use for this method. We very well know we'll take a control volume and there will be a center node for this control volume, and whatever field, whatever parameter that is to be analyzed inside this control volume will be studied at specific points or specific nodes, right? So here you have two types of grids. One is the staggered grids, another one is the non-staggered grids. The difference between the staggered and non-staggered grids, I'll tell you. Suppose I am taking a flow field like this, and this is the control volume of our interest. Here we notice that there are end nodes. There is a central node also. Say I am marking this node by point P. Now the flow occurs in this direction. Okay. If all the parameters, that is velocity, temperature, pressure and other turbulence parameters, if all these parameters are measured at the central node of this control volume, then you call it as a non-staggered grid. Okay. When we look at the staggered grid, this velocity term alone will be measured across the face of the control volume. So this is a control volume. Across the face of the control volume, if the velocity parameter is measured, and say the other parameters, that is the temperature, pressure and turbulence parameters, are measured at the central node of this control volume, then you call it as a staggered grid, right? So as far as this simple algorithm is concerned, we are using this staggered grid only. Now I am going to write the discretized equation form. AEUE equals sigma ANB UNB plus B plus AE PP minus PE. Let me take this control volume and assume there is a flow in this direction, which is UE. This point is small e, this is uppercase E, and this is P. Okay. So this A and B refers to the neighboring coefficients. When I take this point E, the neighboring points are E and P. And this velocity, that is U and B, refers to the velocity at the neighboring points. And this is called as the source term. This source term is different from that of the pressure term. And next you have AE into PP minus PE. So I'll tell you how this has come. We already saw the pressure gradient, that is minus dou P by dou X in the momentum equation. So that term, okay, say I'm integrating thrice with respect to the three directions, that is dx, dy and dz. So it is going to be PP minus PE, and since it is in the x direction, I'll be taking del y and del z only. So this is the area for that particular element E, and therefore it is PP minus P. Now this term has been written here, right? So the discretized form is nothing but AE UE, which is a summation of A and B, that is the coefficients of the neighboring points, and this is the velocity at the neighboring points, and this is a source term which is entirely different from that of the pressure term, and then you have AE into PP minus P, and I've told you how we have arrived at this third term, right? Now you closely watch this equation. To calculate the velocity field, that is UE, we should definitely know the value of PP and PE, right? But here we do not have the value of pressure at points P as well as E. So what we are going to do is, we are going to make an assumption of the value, okay? So assume P. So when I assume P, it is called as P star, right? If I assume the value of P at PP, then it is called as PP star. At PE, it is called as PE star, right? Now, if I am going to substitute an assumed value in this equation, will the value of velocity that is attained be right? No, definitely it will not be right. So you call that value of velocity as a guessed value of velocity only. So this is actually a guess value of P. So when the guess value of P is substituted here, we do get a guess value for the velocity also. So I'm right. Let me name this equation as number 1. So this will be AE UE star sigma ANB UNB star plus B plus AE PP star minus P star. This will be my second equation, right? Now we will subtract the second equation from the first equation. This is AE UE minus UE star equals sigma ANB UNB minus UNB star, B minus B cancelled, plus AE into PP minus PP star plus PE minus PE star. Right? So this will be the equation. Now I have two terms on the right hand side. This is the first term and this is the second term. Now I am going to avoid this term. I am going to neglect this term for simplicity. So this term has been omitted away. Okay. Now the values of the velocity are purely determined by this pressures only. Now though this velocity term has been neglected, the entire burden has fallen on this pressure, and this pressure field is going to exaggerate this equation. So it is going to play the role of this term as well as this term. Okay, so this is called as overburdening of this particular term in this equation. Okay, now this UE original value minus UE guessed value is called as a UE dash, which is called as corrected value. This is called as corrected value. Now I am going to rewrite this equation. AE into UE dash equals AE into, this is going to be PP dash plus once again this has to be minus, so it is PP dash minus PE dash, right? I am again rearranging this equation. So UE dash will be equal to AE dash AE by small ae, and this is PP dash minus PE dash, right? Now this term, I am going to write it as B dash. This is a common nomenclature which is used in most of the textbooks. I am following this. This is UE dash, right? So the velocity in the U direction at point E is being represented by these corrections in the pressure, right? Similarly, I can write for V as well as W, that is velocity in the Y direction and velocity in the Z direction. So the control volume for that case will be, this is the velocity, this is north and this is point P, right? So velocity, I am writing it as Vn. So it will be Vn dash equals Dn PP dash minus Pn dash, right? Likewise, I am writing for the Z direction. This is going to be D, sorry, this is not N, it is top to bottom. You can take the points like this. This is east, west, north, south. This is top and bottom, right? So for east, west we have written U. For north, south we have written here in terms of V. For top to bottom in terms of W I am writing, right? So this is actually top PP dash minus PP dash, right? PP minus PT. Earlier it was PP minus PN. Here it is PP minus P. It's pressure at point P minus pressure at D. I told you the neighboring points are going to influence the pressure fields at that particular point, right? So this is how it is. Now we have arrived at this value. What did we do? I'll just summarize what you have done so far. We have initially taken a guessed value of pressure, that is your P star, and we have found out what are the velocities. Now these velocities need not be correct because it is coming from the guessed values only. So we have got some inaccurate values of velocity. So these velocities have to be corrected. So we have to include a correction factor for the velocity also, right? Okay, so UE will be UE star plus U corrected value, that is UE corrected value. Okay. Now this P star we have attained, right? your guessed value plus corrected value will give the new pressure value, right? Now with this new pressure value, again we'll have to calculate the velocity, that is u, v and w. Once we find out the velocity, we'll have to check whether the new velocities that are attained are satisfying the continuity equation. That is dou u by dou x equal to plus dou v by dou y equal to 0. It has to satisfy. If it does not satisfy the equation, then again we'll go for this correction process. That is, again with that whatever existing value of pressure, we will proceed with u. If it is not satisfying, then include the correction factor, then find out the corrected value of u, again check for the continuity equation. So this will be repeated for a number of iterations, and it will stop only when there is a convergence that is realized, right? So this is what is the simple algorithm. You'll be able to understand this much better when we solve a example, when we deal this algorithm with an example. Now I'll move on to the continuity equation. In the 3 dimension, so for a compressible flow, dou by dou x, rho u plus dou by dou y, rho v plus dou by dou z, rho w equal to 0, right? Now I am taking the 4 parameters, that is time, and the 3 coordinates, spatial coordinates, that is x, y and z. So here I am integrating, this is t with respect to t plus delta t, and this is from west to east, bottom to top and south to north. So 4 integrals. For each term I am going to apply the integration. So dou rho by dou t, dx, dy, dz and dt plus dou by dou x, four integrals, dx, dy, dz, dt, dou by dou y, rho v, dx, dy, dz plus dou by dou z, rho w, dx, dy, dz. 4 integrals, that is equal to 0. Right? Now this will be rho p minus rho p naught into del x, del y, del z by del t, because it is for a duration from time t to time t plus delta t, plus rho u e minus, this is west, and since this represents in the x direction, it should be y and z only, right? Plus rho v, and this is from north to south, so n minus, yes, we have taken the y direction, so it should be x and z, del x and del z, plus rho w, it's from top to bottom, this is z axis, so we have to take x and y, del x and del y, right? That is equal to 0. Now using this, we are going to write the pressure correction equation from the continuity equation. That is pressure correction equation P dash, and that too we are going to write in the discretized form. Yes. So the pressure correction equation is nothing but P dash, right? Now AP PP dash, that is, I hope you remember what I have drawn here. This is the point P, this is east and west, north, south, top and bottom. So at this particular point, it is going to be influenced by all the neighboring points I told you. So first is A small e, PE dash, PW dash, plus PN dash, AS, PS dash, AT, PT dash, AB, PB dash, plus B. I've told initially this B is a source term which is different from that of the pressure term, so that is also included here. Okay, so we will be arriving at this P dash. Once this P dash has been attained, what we will do? We will add this with the guessed value and find out the P new value. Right? With this P new value, again we will proceed for finding out U new value, V new value, W new value, and check whether the continuity equation is satisfied or not. If it is satisfied, we will stop with the solution. So the values what we have attained at the end will give the pressure values and velocity values of the field. If it is not satisfied, again we will have to repeat the entire procedure, that is starting from step 2. Right? Now let's summarize the steps of the simple algorithm. The first step, guess the values of pressure, which is going to be the P star. The second, solve the momentum equations. To obtain U star, V star and W star. See, they are actually U, V and W only, but since we have used the guessed values of P, so these are also not correct values. So these are also guessed values of velocities only. Next, solve for the pressure correction equation. What is pressure correction equation? It is P dash, right? So we have to solve for this. Now, using this P dash, that is, as I told, P star plus P dash will give P new. Using this new value of P, that is pressure, we will have to find out the updated values. Updated values of velocities, that is U, V and W. And then we will correct the pressure, that is P star plus P dash, right? After we correct the pressure, now we'll have to check whether these values of velocity are satisfying the continuity equation. If it is satisfying, we'll stop here, else we'll have to continue from step 2. Here it is either going to be a stop or continue the iteration starting from step 2. So this, it depends on the problem, the type of problems, whether it's a compressible or incompressible, or the nature of the problem, right? So this will go on for a number of iterations. So this is about the simple algorithm. There are some salient features for this simple algorithm. We'll see that. The first one is why it is called a semi-implicit method. I've told the reason, that is, in the momentum equation, the term minus dou P by dou X do not have a special governing differential equation to be solved for. We'll only make an assumption of P and then arrive at the corrected value of the velocity fields. So that is why it is called as a semi-implicit equation. The second one is we are going to use a relaxation factor in our term, that is the UE. Whatever the value of UE that is attained at the end is called as a UE value. So this is same as UE old plus UE new minus UE old, right? I can put it in this way, right? It's the same as UE new. Now, because of the omission of the first term in the discretized equation, that is, I told you, sigma A and B, U and B plus B, right? Now this plus B wasn't there. So this was omitted, right? U and B star. So because we had omitted this term initially, and there was AE into PP star minus PE star, right? PP minus PP star minus P minus P star, right? So we have removed away this term and only this term was present, and I told you that this has gone exaggerated, so this is going to overact the other term. So there is so much of importance given to this. In order to bring down that, we are introducing a relaxation factor. So that relaxation factor is represented by alpha. There are two relaxation factors. One is the over relaxation factor and other one is the under relaxation factor. Right? In this case, it will be greater than 1. In this case, alpha will be less than 1. We already know that this has been over exaggerated. So we definitely have to bring down the impact of this. So we are going to introduce the under relaxation factor. So here it is going to take the value of 1. So it is UE old plus alpha into UE new minus UE old. So these are the two main salient features of this equation. I'm sorry, of this algorithm. Okay. UE equals UE star plus DE into PP minus PE. Right? So this equation you will have to remember. So you'll have to remember this equation, and any value of P that is attained or which solves this equation, say P, and any constant added to this. If P is a solution for this particular equation, then definitely P plus C will also be a solution for this particular equation. Right? I think the explanation would have been clear. If you have any doubts, you're welcome. And the next class, we'll be solving an example based on the simple algorithm. Thank you.